Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest has marked his way to the hall. Please give a roaring welcome to Dr. Arunesh Chawla, Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India, joined by our dignitaries. Welcome, sir. And as every good thing starts with the name of God, so will today's conference. I request our chief guest, Dr. Arunesh Chawla ji, to please lighten the auspicious ceremony lamp. And I request all our dignitaries to please join, sir. We have with us Dr. Arunesh Chawla, Dr. Y.K. Gupta, President AIIMS Jammu and Principal Advisor India Global Antibiotic Research and Development Partnership, Geneva. Mr. Ishtiaq Amjad, Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Managing Director, Policy and Government Affairs, Abbott Healthcare. Mr. Nakul Verma, Co-Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Director, Sanofi India Limited. Mr. Dr. Asghar Khan, Co-Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Vice President, Corporate Relations, Sun Pharma. Mr. D.S. Rajora, Assistant Secretary General ASSOCHAM.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
I request our dignitaries for a photo op. May the light of this lamp bring peace, prosperity, and joy in our lives. All right, I now request our chief guest, joined by our dignitaries, to please join us on the dais. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, sir. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome on behalf of ASSOCHAM team. I'm your host Diksha Raina, and it gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the ASSOCHAM Annual Pharma Summit 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege for me and for all of us to have with us our chief guest, our esteemed dignitaries, and of course our vivacious audience. As we start this conference, it gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome our esteemed guests and dignitaries on the dais. We have with us today our chief guest, Dr. Arunesh Chawla, Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. Dr. Y.K. Gupta, President AIIMS Jammu and Principal Advisor India, Global Antibiotic Research and Development Partnership, Geneva. Mr. Ishtiaq Amjad, Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Managing Director, Policy and Government Affairs, Abbott Healthcare Private Limited. Mr. Nakul Verma, Co-Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Director, Sanofi India Limited. Dr. Asghar Khan, Co-Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Vice President, Corporate Relations, Sun Pharmaceuticals India. Mr. D.S. Rajora, Assistant Secretary General, ASSOCHAM. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a roaring welcome to our dignitaries on the dais. I'm sure, as we all are aware, 25th September is celebrated as World Pharmacist Day every year to recognize and honor pharmacists for their significant contributions towards improving global health. And to continue the spirit and celebration, we are here today for the Annual Pharma Summit 2024 presented to you by ASSOCHAM with a theme centered around positioning India as the pharmaceutical innovation hub. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this conference, we have a beautiful agenda curated for all of you. Without further ado, let's deep dive into the agenda. And before I start, I request Mr. Ishtiaq Amjad, Chair ASSOCHAM National Council on Pharma and Biotech, to please felicitate our chief guest. Can we have the planter, please? Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. With that, we now move on to the welcome remarks, and I request Mr. D.S. Rajora, sir, to please address our audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. A very, very good morning to everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the ASSOCHAM's annual Pharma Summit 2024, a platform where we come together to shape the future of India's pharmaceutical sector and explore its role as a global innovation hub. At the outset, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Arunesh Chawla, Secretary Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India. I also extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Y.K. Gupta, President, AIMS Jammu and Principal Advisor, Global Antibiotic Research and Development Partnership, Geneva. Mr. Istaq Amjad, Chair, ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council, and Managing Director, Policy and Government Affairs, Abbott Healthcare Private Limited. Mr. Nakul Verma, Co-Chair of the ASSOCHAM's Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Director at Sanofi India Limited. Mr. Asdar Khan, Co-Chair of ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Vice President Corporate Relations, Sansar Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. I also welcome our friends from media and all the participants, those who have joined today this morning. Today's summit reflects our shared vision for positioning India not only as a pharmaceutical leader but as a global innovation powerhouse. With the industry's growth over the last few years, coupled with significant advances in research and manufacturing capabilities, India stands poised to revolutionize the global health landscape. The summit's agenda has been carefully curated to explore key opportunities and challenges that lie ahead for India's pharmaceutical sector. Throughout the day, we'll dive into discussions led by thought leaders and experts from across the industry. I am confident that today's deliberations will yield actionable insights that will help drive the industry and forward the and unlock new potential for innovation and growth. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Let us make the most of this opportunity to engage, collaborate, and innovate for a brighter and healthier future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Rajora, for the warm welcome. I now invite Mr. Amjad Ishtaq to deliver the opening remarks and declare the conference open. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very warm welcome. Early morning, Delhi. Weather's getting better. There's no better way to get together and discuss the future of Indian pharma industry. First of all, welcome, Dr. Chawla, Dr. Y.K. Gupta, Nakul, and Mr. Rajoria. There's a very interesting quote that gets ascribed to Lenin. I don't know if it is true. You've been to Russia some time back, sir. It says there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when decade happens. And last 1 year in Department of Pharmaceutical has been those weeks when decades happen and they got wrapped into weeks. Honestly, I mean, I have been a public policy professional for last 2-3 decades. I haven't seen so much of work, and more than anything else, so much of listening by a policy maker or a team of policy makers from the industry. Sometimes I really envy the capacity and capability of Department of Pharmaceutical officers led by our secretary, sir, to just sit through those 3 hours, 4 hours sessions when divergent views would emerge. Many of us within the industry would fight with each other and have very divergent view, but they will listen to all of them, assimilate it, and say that we will make the policy which is in the best interest of the country, patients, and the industry. So thank you very much for doing this, especially the journey that we have had in the reforms committee conversations. There is at least one thing can be said, that nobody can stand up and say we were not heard. So that's really incredible journey. Similarly, for the GT exemption, where all sides of voices were heard, and all of that happened. While all of this is extraordinary work, and we really take it forward from there, it is almost cliched to say that India is the world's pharmacy, and we've really come a long way. We don't need to talk about this. Everybody in this room is aware of that. It is very important for us to understand that where do we move from now, and what is our destination. And innovation, particularly quality and innovations, are two most important things for Indian pharmaceutical industry today. I think I would also say that we collectively, Indian pharmaceutical industry, have also reached a very good position of quality, except for a few aberrations and exceptions here and there. But innovation is one area where we really need to do a lot of work. And today's conference theme is all about innovation. So we'll start with PRIPS in our first session. We will then discuss the policy matters in the second session. And I am not aware that there are many opportunities when IPA, OPPI, IDMA, all of us have come together, and that is a session when Dr. Y.K. Gupta is going to be there, so we'll thrash out that piece. And the last session is about digitization, which is such an important, the digital interventions in Indian pharma industry, which is so important given the way and the speed at which technology is moving. Now, when you get a captive audience of Secretary Pharmaceutical, it'll also be unfair if I don't talk about some of the concerns. There's a very interesting Urdu couplet, sir. It says, "Isme koi shikwa, na shikayat, na gila hai. Ye bhi koi khat hai ki mohabbat se bhara hai." So at some point in time, we must also, like a good love letter, tell you some of our concerns. And one of the biggest challenge that we are facing right now as an industry, sir, and you're part of that interministerial committee, is on nutraceutical. We are really concerned the way this is moving, because a lot of our member companies in SHM are nutraceutical producers. And we believe that if there are some aberrations that is happening, we don't need further tightening or making the policy difficult. We need better compliance. So our request, since you're part of that interministerial committee, is to look into it holistically and do not take decisions which can be counterproductive, especially because we are becoming one of the larger exporter of pharmaceutical products out of India, and we have to have that parity with the global regulations. Secondly, we look forward to some of these DPCO amendments, especially the low-cost medicine. These are the standard thing we keep talking about, refixation of scheduled drugs and things like that. Because once we get these things out of the way, we believe that this industry's power and capability will be unleashed. And what we have seen so far, we'll see many, many fold growth and patients, centric medicines coming there, making it more affordable. So that's another area where we would like to urge you to, take decisions and take it forward. Since we have a very, very tight schedule, I don't want to take much of your time. I will stop here. But during the deliberations, sir, we are happy to have more conversations with everybody. I urge each one of you to take very active participation. Please ask questions. Please give your comments, have conversations with the panel, so that this is a very interactive half a day session here. We will finish with lunch, so we're trying to keep it very tight and keep it very focused, but really look forward to having a good conversation. Thank you for coming here. Welcome once again.
Thank you, Mr. Amjad, for beautifully setting the context. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Mr. Nakul Verma, Co-Chair, ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council, and Senior Director, Sanofi India Limited, to please deliver the industry address. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Respected Secretary, Sir, Department of Pharmaceuticals, respected Professor Y.K. Gupta, Rajoraji, Ishtiaq, my industry colleagues, a very warm welcome to the summit. Interesting topic to discuss, interesting times. We live in times of glorious uncertainties, highly complex environment which present challenges and opportunities for us to explore, to secure our present and to work on our future. The present. I don't want to sound very cliched, but some data points, just to refresh where we stand currently. The industry is growing in double digits, expected to reach a turnover of close to 130 billion by 2030. 450 billion, close to half a trillion by 2047. We export to over 180 countries today. Large global footprint, the third largest global producer of pharmaceuticals in terms of volume and 14th largest in terms of value. Of course, we are the leaders in manufacturing of generics and the leader amongst others in vaccines manufacturing as well, a very critical component of the healthcare ecosystem. But that's the present. The future not only lies in consolidating and developing on our strengths, as just mentioned, but also to focus on research and innovation, to add value, to generate more value, to move up the value chain in global trade, and also to address emerging healthcare challenges such as antimicrobial resistance. And for the industry to succeed, the role of government cannot be emphasized enough. And we have the pleasure of having Secretary Sir amongst all of us today. The policy initiatives taken by Department of Pharmaceuticals, the PLI, the PrEP, will play a critical role in shaping the growth trajectory of the industry in the future. There are novelties which are emerging, adoption of digital and AI in drug discovery, in our day-to-day operations, in manufacturing, the growth of clinical trials, development of robust supply chains. Some of the developments which we must look at, and we would urge Department of Pharmaceuticals to look at creation of further policy incentives to lay the foundation for growth of the industry. Another emerging trend is the development of global capability centers. Sir was kind enough to inaugurate one of our facilities in Hyderabad recently. I think GCCs are an important component of the ecosystem which will help the Indian industry to grow in totality. They bring high value, high skill sets, and a policy incentive framework on lines of the way we have for PLI, for manufacturing and for research, which would help growth of GCCs, could also be considered by the government. There's much to talk about, but I'm conscious of the time. Some of the topics that I have discussed, touched upon, will be taken up later in the day. I wish all of you fruitful and constructive deliberations during the course of the day today. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Verma, for walking us through the stats. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to now request our distinguished guests to release the ASSOCHAM Deloitte knowledge paper titled around Positioning India as a Pharmaceutical Innovation Hub. Can we have the knowledge report, please? I also invite Mr. Joydeep Ghosh, Industry Leader, Life Sciences and Healthcare, Deloitte India, Ms. Neha Agarwal, Partner, Deloitte India, and Mr. Tarun Soneja, Partner, Deloitte India, to kindly join us on the dais. Can we have a group photograph, please? Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This report provides a detailed overview of India's pharmaceutical research and development ecosystem, highlighting key trends, emerging themes, and levers of growth that will unlock India's potential to become a pharma innovation hub and a magnet for global investment in this space. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, I invite Dr. Y.K. Gupta, President AIMS Jammu and Principal Advisor India, Global Antibiotic Research and Development Partnership, Geneva, to please deliver the sectoral overview. Welcome, sir.
आदरणीय डॉक्टर अरुणेश चावला जी, सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, इत्तफाक से हमारे इश्तियाक जी, हमने इनसे कई बार पूछा कि हम आपसे क्या कहें, अमजद या इश्तियाक, तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, इत्तफाक से इश्तियाक बहुत अच्छा शब्द है। तो इश्तियाक जी मिस्टर खान, नकुल और रजौरा साहब, और यहाँ पे हमारे पुराने बहुत सारी मीटिंग में साथ देने वाले मिस्टर सुदर्शन जैन, डॉक्टर जितेंद्र बायरक, मिस्टर प्रधान, ड्रग कंट्रोलर मिस्टर मदान, and many friends here. I was surprised and I was just talking here कि इस मीटिंग में एसोचैम में there are 3, 4, 5 groups which have come together. IDMA, OPPI, IPA, FOP, and I've seen many others. ये सारे जने एक जगह मिलके एक ही जगह पे आ गए for common cause at a common platform to discuss commonality, I think is a matter of pride and compliment to each other. अभी एक उन्होंने इश्तियाक जी ने कुछ शेर कहा तो मुझे एक और चीज़ याद आ गई। उन्होंने कुछ कहा मोहब्बत, तो मैंने 2 लाइन लिखी, मोहब्बत हमने तुमसे करी, मोहब्बत तुमने हमसे करी। इसमें कुछ आईपीए हैं, कुछ ओपीपीआई हैं, कुछ, पर रास्ते अलग अलग कब हो गए? क्योंकि न ये बात तुमने हमसे कही, न हमने तुमसे कही। तो ये आई थिंक दिस इज द फोरम वेयर यू आर टॉकिंग टुगेदर ऑन द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म। तो मोहब्बत तो आप दूसरे में सबसे है, लेकिन ये मोहब्बत क्यों है? बिकॉज अभी डेटा दिया इतना बड़ा कि हम नाउ द 3rd largest producer in the terms of the volume and 10th largest in the value, and we are exporting to 180 countries. We are the capital of generic medicines. But what is the missing link here? We are, I think, not on the top. I think if you just consider the list in becoming the innovator in this country, and unless अगर आपने यहाँ पे देखा, I was so impressed कि यहाँ पे जो इनोवेशन की कैपिटल जो हम बनने जा रहे हैं, यहाँ पे जो मोमेंटो जो चीफ गेस्ट को दिया गया, दैट वाज ए फ्लावर, नॉट एनी डेड सब्सटेंस, बट ए ग्रोइंग पॉट ऑफ प्लांट, एंड दैट सिंबलाइजेस व्हाट वी नीड इज, एंड दिस सिंबलाइजेस कि इनोवेशन फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर में is a need of the day, and it has to grow every day. Different branches has to be there, different sectors have to be developed, and for which Mali has to be there. A person who can give fertilizer to this, a person who gives to proper ecosystem to it, and that's why you have the Secretary DOP. I think his presence to this serves as a Mali, serves as a person who gives feed and proper ecosystem, and the regulators are sitting here, the BIRAC is sitting here. I think that's one thing which we must celebrate today. And I must also say that if I just drawn three triangles here. One is OPPI, IPA, IDMA, and bringing together is SOCHM. The other important triangle which is important for innovation in any country, whether you talk of US, whether you talk of Europe, is an academic institution partnership. If you look for the history of innovation in US or in UK, the majority of the spin-off companies are from Harvard, Stanford, or these institutions. The idea developed there, and these ideas are taken up by the startup, where is the Jatendra ji is here, and this startup will die unless there is somebody to support it or to implement it and to take the innovation to the masses. And for that, you have to have a validation process. And we are just talking a very short, brief conversation with the secretary that innovation तो हमने कर लिया अपनी लैब में, लेकिन उस इनोवेशन को लैब से लेकर के पब्लिक तक ले जाने में कौन हेल्प कर सकता है? It has to be a regulator, it has to be clinical trial, it has to be validation of the system, and then it has to be affordable thing. If you develop a system which is not affordable, if you develop a system which is only valid in India, I think the global acceptance will be missing here. And therefore, quality comes first. And that's why when we talked in academia institution, academia industry interaction, high level chair committee, which I and Sudarshan ji shared with that, we just said that why not we create a system from where the academic institutions professor go to the industry, and industry should also examine as an examiner, as an adjunct professor in academic institutions. That synergy is required if you want to convert the ecosystem of innovation into a fruitful system. So that is one thing which is important. The startup is one. स्टार्टअप तो हमने बना दिया भारत सरकार में इस समय almost, I don't remember the figure, more than 20,000 startups which are still working. But how many of these startups die? That figure is also important to know. They die because they have not done homework, they have not been supported by the regulatory system, they have not done the synergy between the industry and the academia and the public demand, and they lack the innovation system. That is also important thing to know. Sometimes we say, many times I also face, और अभी इन्होंने कहा कि रेगुलेटर सेक्रेटरी साहब की तारीफ करी, हमने भी बहुत तारीफ अब इसके बात करेंगे क्योंकि इतनी अच्छी बात हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ कि इतने सारे डाइवर्जेंट लोग आते हैं इनसे पास, अपनी सबकी बात ये सुनते हैं, दूसरा कोई चारा भी तो नहीं है। तो सुनना ही ये तो है, उसके बाद करना तो हमें या सरकार को जो करना है वो तो करना ही है, लेकिन सुनना तो बनता ही है ना, एक कप चाय तो ऑफर करना ही बनता है। लेकिन बात इस बात की है, जब आप अपनी बात सुनाते हैं, जब करते हैं, then make sure that it is not of your personal interest. It is not of the interest of your particular organization. It is the interest of the nation. It is in the interest of academia. It is in the interest of innovation. It is in the interest of affordability. And then I think it will go into his brain, deep into that. What happens many times when we also face interaction, तो हमको लगता है कि यार ये आधे घंटे बात करके आए, लेकिन इस बात में सिर्फ अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अलावा इनको जनरल क्या सिस्टम है इसकी कमी थी. I think that is what important thing is. So I would say that when we talk of today, finally I am कहेंगे 25 तारीख वर्ल्ड फार्मेसी डे. Congratulations to all of. लेकिन जब ताली बजाते हैं आप अपने आप के लिए, तो मोदी जी ने एक बार कहा था, बार बार तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, लेकिन मैंने पकड़ लिया उसको कि जब उनके लिए ताली बजती है, हर ताली उनको एक चैलेंज लगती है कि नाउ इस ताली के बाद क्या, हाउ एदर वेदर यू आर जस्टिफाइंग द नेक्स्ट क्लैप फॉर यू। आप क्या इस पे खरे उतर रहे हैं? और नहीं तो आपको दोबारा ताली नहीं बजने को सुनाई नहीं पड़ेगी। I will just give you one example because I chaired the Reform Committee of Pharmacy and Education recently submitted. हम अगर देखें तो फार्मासिस्ट डॉक्टर लगता है एम्स में हो, I chair the 2-3 एम्स, या वो कहीं डिस्ट्रिक्ट अस्पताल में हो, प्राइवेट कॉर्पोरेट हॉस्पिटल की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। इंटरेक्शन टाइम 2.18 सेकंड, 2.18 मिनट्स, उसमें उसको देखना भी है और प्रिस्क्राइब भी करना है और लिखना भी ऐसी लैंग्वेज में है कि वो खुद नहीं समझ पाए तो एटलीस्ट फार्मासिस्ट भी नहीं समझ पाता कई बार, और प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिख देता है। प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखने के बाद जो बेचारा पे मरीज है वो इधर से उधर भटकता रहता है, कहता है कि ये डॉक्टर साहब ने प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखा है, क्या इसको बता सकते हो क्या है? एक के बाद दूसरे के पास, तीसरे के पास, तो डॉक्टर की गर्लफ्रेंड के पास पहुंचता है ढूंढते ढांढते। वो कहती है मेरे पास तो ये राइटिंग बहुत पुरानी थी, अब तो मेरा नाता टूट गया, अब मैं नहीं पढ़ सकती इसको। द आइडिया इज द पेशेंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड दैट वेदर दिस ड्रग इज राइट और रॉन्ग, whether it is to be taken with milk or with food, whether it is to be taken how long, and if something happens what to do, whether हमने बड़े से pharmacovigilance, I started pharmacovigilance program of India which has now 1000 centers, but it still remains the but। वो तो मरीज तो इधर से उधर भटकता रहता है। फिर उसके बाद हम कहते हैं पुअर पेशेंट कंप्लायंस, पुअर पेशेंट एडहेरेंस, adverse drug reaction, pharmacovigilance still need to be strengthened, but the core is, that's why we have started, IIT has just one startup in IIT, KYP, know your prescription. I think simple innovation, when we are talking of a biosimilar and we are talking of innovation in drug delivery system, simple innovation in know your prescription will reduce the adverse drug reaction, will reduce the medication error, and will improve the compliance so much. What I am trying to say, when we do innovation, it is also important to look into the usability of this innovation, the acceptability in public of these innovation, the economic impact of this innovation, the return of investment of this innovation, not in terms of money, but return of investment in terms of public benefit, in terms of how it is going to be useful in healthcare system in India. In India, I am particularly saying. And that is what the pharmacist need to also think about when we are talking of today. Gandhi ji is still, उनकी अगर आपने biography पढ़ी है, मैंने तो पढ़ी थोड़ी सी, because it is unlimited. उन्होंने रिग्रेट किया कि मेरी काश, उनको हमेशा अफसोस रहा कि मेरी हैंडराइटिंग खराब थी। उन्होंने कहा कि काश मेरे टीचर्स ने उससे मैं टोका होता। आज के डॉक्टर्स भी ये कहने के अधिकारी नहीं है कि मेरी हैंडराइटिंग खराब है, बिकॉज उनकी हैंडराइटिंग अगर खराब होगी तो डिजिटलिस की जगह वो डिजॉक्सिन की जगह वो डाइजीन समझ में आएगा, और डाइजीन की जगह वो डाइफिनाइल हाइड्रोटोइन प्रिस्क्राइब कर देगा, और इन दीज कंडीशंस द पेशेंट has to die. No option. And these are some slides which I usually take about the bad handwriting, leading to not patient sacrifice, patient killing. Who is responsible for that? And similarly, हमारे pharmacist की भी importance है कि patient को समझाए। हम कई बार हम pharmacist भी बात करते हैं कि हमको वो इज्जत, उतना पैसा नहीं मिलता जितना कि यूएस में और अमेरिका में या यूरोप में मिलता है। हमारे कई पीडीएफ पोस्ट डॉक्टरल फेलो जाके वहाँ पे फार्मेसी की प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, बिकॉज दे अर्न मच बेटर देन द डॉक्टर्स, बिकॉज इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर देम टू मेक person, patient understand the prescription, and if something is not understood by them, it is his responsibility also. So finally, I would say, I think this is one of the best forum I ever could get to say my feelings because you are the innovators of the country. और एक चीज मैं लास्ट में ये कहूंगा कि I was chairing the jury of this award and मैंने देखा जितनी हमारे पास हिंदुस्तान में फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री हैं, बड़ी से लेकर के मीडियम साइज से लेकर के छोटी, जो इनोवेशन में लगी हैं, जो डिफरेंट कैटेगरी के उसमें हैं, चाहे ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में हैं, चाहे आर्काइविंग में हैं, चाहे वो केमिकल न्यू मॉलिक्यूल डेवलपमेंट में है, I think a fraction of them have not applied for these awards. क्यों भाई? शर्म वो तो हो नहीं सकती, और इनर्शिया वो होना नहीं चाहिए. सो इनर्शिया तो होना नहीं चाहिए. आप जिसे कहते हैं जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा. अरे आप अपनी इनोवेटिवनेस, अपनी कॉम्पिटेंस, अपनी परफॉर्मेंस दुनिया को नहीं दिखाओगे तो कैसे काम चलेगा. वो ज़रूरत है. हमको अभी सेक्रेटरी साहब ने बताया कि यूरोप में हिंदुस्तान से डर लगने लग गया है यहाँ की फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री की सक्सेस देख के, और उसको वो, और सही बात है, आप फिर ताली बजाइए इस पे जोर से. जब किसी को आपसे डर लगने लगे और इसके लिए वो आपको नीचा दिखाने के लिए या आप में कमी निकालने के लिए कुछ न कुछ यत्न, जत्न, प्रयत्न सब करते हैं, केस करेंगे, आपके ऊपर कमी निकालेंगे. और उसके लिए आपको भी चाहिए कि यू हैव टू बी इक्वली रिस्पॉन्सिव, इक्वली वोकल, इक्वली एग्जिबिटिव. I think that is something important. I got this just very simple word, but I got that message that we are competent, but we have to show the world that we are also innovative and we are competent, not less than any part of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Y.K. Gupta, for walking us through. And definitely, I'm sure each and every one of us here agrees that we are competent and innovative. So let's have a huge round of applause on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, it gives me immense pleasure and privilege to invite our chief guest, Dr. Arunesh Chawla, Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India, to please deliver the chief guest address. Welcome, sir. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
My friend Dr. Y.K. Gupta, Ishtiaq Nakul, leadership of ASSOCHAM, and the captains of pharma and meditech industry present here today. We've heard beautiful poetry. I will speak what I can and imbibe what I cannot. That has been our operating strategy, and going forward, the same will continue. Friends, today we have completed 10 years of Make in India. And as you will recall, the Honorable Prime Minister launched Make in India from the ramparts of the Red Fort 10 years ago. It is time to look back, recount our success, and take a bit of pride in what we have achieved. The PLI schemes in the pharma and meditech sector have been a roaring success. 50 brand new greenfield pharma and medical device manufacturing plants have already become operational. 50 more are in the pipeline. And you will be excited to know that in the last 2 years alone, the PLI plants have catalyzed 10 billion worth of exports from India to the highest, the most regulated destinations across the planet Earth. This, my friend, is a huge success, a huge cause for celebration. As secretary responsible for the pharma and the meditech sector, we track and follow the macro data very carefully. You work hard within the boundaries of your firm. You compete hard in the market, both in India and abroad. We are constantly reworking policy. As Ishtiaq said, after listening to you. But at the same time, we also track the macro developments very carefully. To add to the excitement, let me today talk about the myth and the reality. Myth 1. India is an importer of bulk drugs and hugely dependent on the import of bulk drugs from certain destinations. Reality. In the closing year, India exported as much bulk drugs as it imported from abroad. So you have achieved trade balance in bulk drugs. This is a huge achievement and a watershed moment. Time to celebrate. More. Last year, more than 50% of the drug and pharma produced in the country was exported. A very important milestone and watershed. Of the total production of drugs and pharmaceuticals in the country, last year we exported more than 50% of that output by both volume and value. So officially the pharma and the drug industry became an export-oriented industry. And that is why a bit of excitement all over the world, as Dr. Gupta talked about. I would restrain myself to that polite language. Myth 3, or I would say a stereotype. India imports most of its medical devices. Reality. In the closing year, in the surgicals and consumables space, Indian meditech industry exported more than what the country imported. Again, a huge watershed moment. To not rest on those laurels, in other rising sunrise sectors like imaging devices, body implants, in vitro diagnostics, we achieved double-digit growth, and our exports grew more than double digits. Many PLI projects in this sector have taken off. Huge investment, including FDI, has come in. Our value chain is both deepening and diversifying. In brief, Indian pharma and meditech is a rising tiger. And in future, the tiger will leap and leap majestically forward. Myth 4. I have not ended yet. India is an exporter of services and a net importer of merchandise goods. Times, my friend, are changing. As I mentioned, it's 10 years of Make in India, and the Make in India is truly here. We are in September. April to August, we put together, I told you we do our homework diligently. April to August, we put together the pharma and the meditech export-import data, and we discovered something very interesting. Pharma and meditech has become the 4th largest manufacturing export from India. It has left behind so many other sectors whom I would not like to name. But I would just like to share that in terms of value added, the contribution of pharma and meditech is double of the average of the rest of manufacturing industry. These, my friends, are very exciting data points. So after automobiles and automotive sector, after petrochemicals and petroleum products, and after electronics, the pharma and meditech is now officially the 4th largest sector for merchandise exports. This, my friend, is a huge achievement, a huge cause to celebrate for the pharma and meditech industry. We congratulate the doyens of the industry, our hardworking entrepreneurs, and I would like all of you to give this a big hand. Coming, my friends, to innovation and its commercialization. ASSOCHAM has organized a very structured conference. Many congratulations. And as my previous speakers have spoken, industry, academia, and policymakers have to work and move together in lockstep. You all know it's easy to run a sprint, but if we tie two of us together and run a three-legged race, how much slow you become. Imagine adding a third person and running a five-legged race. That is what we need to achieve. That's why I said, I'll speak what I can and imbibe what I cannot. That, my friend, is the task ahead. We maintain a matrix of regulatory reforms and keep updating it as we listen to you. We will carefully wait for the feedback of deliberations today. Some of those regulatory reforms have already happened in the last 1 year. Some are in the pipeline and some are in the works. The research scheme called the PRIP scheme, also euphemistically called the research linked incentive, is taking off. We will support and pick up the industrial projects that have a potential for commercialization and that have the potential to facilitate a leap in the next 20 to 30 years. We will also support the startups. BIRAC is already here. We are all part of the same family. Many of you in the audience have been supporting startups, some in collaboration with NIPERS. Please pick up and support, and we will join hands to ensure all this innovation sees the light of the day. The CRDMO ecosystem in the country is now big, it's growing very fast. Many global capability centers are coming, and we all consider them as part of the Make in India framework. And we'll also ensure that policy suitably rewards it. So with these few words, few data points, few myths and few realities, thank you very much for inviting me here. We look forward to the deliberations. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Chawla, for the words of wisdom. And let's have a huge round of applause on that note, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we now move on to the Pharma Excellence Awards. And I'm sure everybody here is excited for the same, right? Can I hear it from all of you? Are you excited? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the very first category of the Pharma Excellence Awards. But before that, I would invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to please step up. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first category for Pharma Company of the Year goes to... So let me put it this way. You'll have to guess which organization is it going to be. In a country where healthcare is still considered to be out of pocket and where most of the population lacks access to primary healthcare services compared to other developed countries, this pharmaceutical company consistently prioritizes providing affordable healthcare. Any guesses? Any guesses? Any other guesses? All right, ladies. Whoa, mankind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Pharma Company of the Year award goes to. Can we have the deck, please? Mankind. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have the Mankind team? Can we have the award, please? Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to the next segment, the Excellence in Research and Development. The Excellence in Research and Development goes to Bharat Serums. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Bharat Serums. As we look to the future, BSV continues to innovate, creating vaccines and biopharmaceuticals, ensuring a healthier world for generations to come. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we have the category Excellence in Contribution Towards Sustainability, and the winner is Anthem. Let's have a huge round of applause for the Anthem team. An integrated contract discovery, development and manufacturing company, one of the few players in the industry who has demonstrated a leadership track record in sustainable manufacturing practices. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Anthem. Moving on to the next category, Excellence in Supply Chain Logistics and Good Distribution Practices. The winner is Martin and Harris. Can we have the Martin and Harris team here, please? Martin and Harris is a single point pan-India integrated distribution and supply chain solution for pharmaceutical products, distributing medicines nationwide to the remotest of areas through its own branches since last 100 years, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to the next category, Excellence in CSR, ladies and gentlemen. The winner is Tablets India Limited. Can we have the Tablets India Limited team? With the motto of Anadanam is Mahadanam, Tablets India Foundation CSR program provides freshly prepared unlimited food to the underprivileged and needy via its 5 Anadanam centers located in 2 states. Let's have a huge round of applause for Tablets India team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to the next category, Excellence in Pharma Exports Formulations. The winner is LARC. Can we have the LARC team, please? Let's have a huge round of applause for the LARC team. LARC has been spearheading exports to painstakingly developing countries and securing product registrations across various regions worldwide. Let's have a huge round of applause for the LARC team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to the next category, Excellence in Pharma Exports API, and the winner is Lupin. Let's have a huge round of applause for the Lupin team. Lupin leads the API manufacturing and it's a global expert in fermentation technology for several APIs used in pharmaceutical products. awards, ladies and gentlemen. And the special jury award goes to Meteoric Biopharma. Let's have a huge round of applause for Meteoric Biopharma, the first generation biopharma company having largest portfolio of enzymes, enzymatic preparations, prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, and bioactives formulations and animal healthcare products under one roof. So the next special jury award goes to Pharmasynth. Let's have a huge round of applause for Pharmasynth. Pharmasynth has demonstrated exceptional commitments to social and welfare activities by actively participating in various campaigns like Beti Bachao Abhiyan, Ganga Safai Abhiyan, COVID awareness, Saathi Bachpan Ke Har Ghar Tiranga, and lots more. Let's have a huge round of applause for all the winners. With that, I would invite all the winners along with their trophies to please step up for a group photograph on the dais. Can we have all the winners with their trophies on the dais, please? Let's make it a little fast. भागते हुए दौड़ते हुए आना चाहिए अभी तो सबको. Let's have a huge round of applause for all our winners. And so let's have that victory sign with us. Maybe a formal picture and then a victory sign photograph for the entire group of winners. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all the winners. Thank you. Thank you. I request all our dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. I request everyone to please be seated. Thank you. So again, many congratulations to all the winners out here. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we move on and it gives me immense pleasure to invite Dr. Asdar Khan, Co-Chair ASSOCHAM Pharma and Biotech Council and Senior Vice President Corporate Relations, Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited, to please deliver the concluding remarks. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Secretary Department Pharmaceuticals, Shri Arunish Chawla ji, Doyen of Pharmacology, Dr. Y.K. Gupta, my industry friends and colleagues. I am assigned to deliver a concluding remark. But, sir, I wish that there should not be any concluding situation and the dialogue between the industry and the policy makers should continue. There cannot be a conclusion to this because we are a knowledge intense industry and we are ever evolving industry. Therefore, our challenges will keep on taking different shapes, and our dialogue with policymakers for helping us to achieve better and do better will definitely continue. I think it's a very appropriate time for conducting this kind of a meeting. I congratulate ASSOCHAM for this meaningful interaction. And sir, thank you very much for your leadership, for your keen interest and grasping the whole issue so comprehensively within a very short time. I congratulate our Secretary DOP because within such a short time, I think his economical background and his mindset of looking at things from a very different view, I think is giving us also a lot of insight into the way we position ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves. And I think we are very hopeful, sir, under your leadership, the industry will definitely flourish, because one of the what we expect, the one of the important task with the Department of Pharmaceuticals is to encourage and promote the industry and show us newer dimensions to achieve better and do nationally and internationally as well. I think very, very important subjects were touched by the speakers, and especially some of very, very relevant subjects, like Dr. Y.K. Gupta talked about medication safety. I think the what he was talking about, the illegible handwriting of prescriptions, etc. I think these are all ultimately leads to medication safety. Pharmacovigilance, medication safety, avoidance of medical error in the hospitals. I think these are all very, very important subjects, and they are something which industry should look beyond business. I think the patient awareness programs, the medication safety initiatives by industry would be very, very welcome. I think we have, as Sun Pharma, we have committed ourselves to at least conduct 4 programs in a year, every quarter, on medication safety and patient awareness programs. We have conducted such 2 programs so far under the leadership of DCGI. One very big program what we conducted in Varanasi in BHU, chaired by DCGI. So I think medication safety and the patient awareness programs, and especially in the illiterate patients and the rural areas, I think the patient awareness programs are very, very relevant to the industry. These are all certain things which are beyond business. Dr. Gupta also touched about the aspect of innovation. I think definitely it's a very, very important subject for us, because from Make in India to Innovate in India, or from volume to value, how we migrate, I think that's a very, very important journey. And this is the very, very crucial juncture where we should be making all efforts from moving from volume to value. So we are very thankful, and sir, I think what we need is also we have a R&D ecosystem, but I think we need a R&D encouraging ecosystem. I think R&D encouraging ecosystem should require different kind of supports, incentive for R&D, because R&D, and especially when you get into drug delivery and innovation, etc., these are all very high risk and high gain kind of games. So there is a huge component of risk involved. And if we see that internationally, if we see, the majority of innovations come from academic institutes. So the proof of concept comes from the academic institutes, and then the industry academia collaboration, and then it takes, and the commercialization happens through the industry. So I think this part is also needs to be I think emphasized, focused, because industry academia relationship itself also not it needs to be strengthened. Second thing is also that the kind of funding support the educational institutions get outside country, that kind of a support is also not available. So I think, sir, this is one area where we look forward that innovation would be very, very very important for us. Sir, I think the secretary, sir, I think brought very, very relevant points, especially for, I think, removing some of the misconceptions about myth and reality. I think some of the things like what you revealed about the medtech industry, I think I was also not fully aware of this. So I think is a great insight by you. And the biggest, I think, the news and the reason for us to cheer is that the fruits now the PLI scheme has started showing. So it's a very, very encouraging thing. And we have been one of the beneficiary of the PLI scheme, and we truly see that the kind of benefit it has resulted into creating more employment, putting more investment in the industry, creating more job opportunities for people. So really, it's a very, very encouraging and very thoughtful step by the government of India for encouraging the industry. And we assure you, sir, as an industry, I think we continue to strive. And even from the pharmacy of world, I think we are on the right path to innovate. And we would be showing you some of the molecules which definitely will come out of India and would be a worldwide molecules which be sold by the Indian innovators. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for beautifully setting the context. Ladies and gentlemen, before we close the inaugural session, we would want to felicitate our jury who has been kind enough to support us with the Partner Excellence Awards. And I request our chief guest to please do the honors. Can we have the award, please? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Professor Y.K. Gupta, sir. Let's have a huge round of applause. AV team, can we have the IFA music, please? Moving on, we have Mr. A.K. Pradhan, sir. Let's have a huge round of applause. Mr. B.K. Rana, sir. Can we have Mr. B.K. Rana, sir? Moving on, we have Mr. Chandrakant Laheria, sir. Mr. Rakesh Yadav. So in case we have anybody from their teams who can pick the awards on their behalf. All right, let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I now request Mr. Nakul Verma to please felicitate our chief guest with the memento. Can we have the memento, please? Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire SOCHAM team, I thank our esteemed chief guest. So we have one more jury award. I would like to invite Sir Vikash Mehdi, sir, to please join us on the dais. Let's have a huge round of applause for Vikash Mehdi, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire SOCHAM team, I would like to thank our esteemed chief guest as well as all the dignitaries dignitaries present on the dais. And I request everyone on the dais to please step up for a group photograph. I request all right, ladies and gentlemen, with that we close on the inaugural session, and it gives me immense pleasure to thank our chief guest and our dignitaries on the dais for taking out time from their busy schedules for this session.